Hello, I'm Ben Bauer.
And I'm Tucker Jones. And using our combined years of skill and knowledge that we've both gained through search and rescue and from the FEMA program, CERT,
as well as in the Central Aid Agency's Rapid Response Team and my training as an EMT basic.
We're here to teach you folks a couple skills that just may save your life one day out here in the great outdoors. So everyone, time to dust off that table, grab your bag,
because this is Survival Guide.
Sometimes though, out here in Winter Wonderland, there's lots of hazards all around you. A falling power line, falling tree limbs, falling sections of building. Anything that can fall down from the sky that wasn't put there originally can and will happen. Always maintain safe driving and safe walking whenever you're going. If you see a down power line, unless you see workers, a notification has been made aware, or any markers that say it has been turned off, stay away from it. Keep at least a 25 to 30 or more feet distance and stay safe. Also, while you're walking, look out from time to time. Keep your ears open at all times to make sure you don't hear any crackling or snapping noises. If you hear crackling, creaking, or anything else like that, probably means that something's coming down. So remember, keep 360 awareness. Up, all around you, and down. Also, the roads, unless they're major roads, most outside roads, unless they're being driven on, they're all going to be backed up and probably really slick. So even if you're out here walking around in the forest, back roads, or even in town, always watch where you're stepping. Because the difference may just be between stepping your foot and disappearing in the snow.
Snow everywhere. Now, ever since when we were kids, going out, scooping up some snow, and taking a big bite is something everyone did. But when you're in a survival situation, eating snow is not necessarily a good idea. And the main reasons for that are, it's really cold. If you just eat this straight away, it'll lower your core body temperature and make you more prone to hypothermia. So you want to make sure to boil this before you eat it. We all know about not eating yellow snow, but there's also red snow, which is caused by a bacteria that if consumed will make you really sick. It'll make you vomit and have diarrhea, and that will cause you to dehydrate. So although snow is a really good source of water, boil it, don't just eat it. Make sure that when you do get snow to boil into water, to find an area that's clear, that's not tracked by animals, and where the snow looks really clean, because that way you will minimize the amount of bacteria and contaminants in the snow that you will eventually consume.
If you happen to be traveling with a companion, if you can, try to follow in their footsteps while you're walking in the snow. This way, if something happens to them, find an unsafe spot, find a hole, find maybe a barrier that they couldn't cross, you don't have to cross it either. It's a good way. Also, because the first person going in front of you pattens down the snow, it all gets scrunched down and makes it easier for everyone else to walk in. After a while, though, you should switch out with that person, whoever's taking lead. Have someone else take lead, give them a chance to go forward. This not only helps each other to stay alive and survive, but this also helps everyone stay together as a group. If you look behind you and someone's not behind you anymore, you can always look around and keep an eye on everybody. Don't ever lose anybody when you're out here together. You don't ever want to get separated.
Now, of course, no discussion about winter survival will be complete without mentioning hypothermia. Hypothermia, or exposure as it's also known, is one of the biggest killers of people who go out and get lost in weather like this. Hypothermia has 3 stages. First stage, you start to shiver. You start to feel cold in your hands and feet. That's a stage that we normally experience when we've been outside for a long period of time. But if we don't get warm, it then advances into the second stage of hypothermia, which is you start to shiver violently. Your hands and feet become very cold, and your skin becomes pale, blue, and even purplish. What's happening is your body is trying to send all the warm blood to keep the core warm, and so your extremities are getting really cold. Then third stage of hypothermia is oftentimes the one where you can't recover from. And that's where you stop shivering because your body is just so cold that it can't shiver anymore. Then what oftentimes happens right before death is you will feel really hot, and people tend to take all their clothes off because they think they're hot, but really they're dying of being too cold. And then what happens is you'll feel really tired, you'll lie down to go to sleep, and then you'll just die. Now you can treat hypothermia. The first stage treatment's easy. Just go inside, warm up, drink hot liquids, or put on heavier clothing. Second stage is a little more complicated. Because the body temperature is really cold, if you bring it back up fast, it can cause shock, which is really bad. So you're going to want to treat someone in second stage hypothermia by warming them slowly. Third stage hypothermia is generally considered beyond the point of no return. If you're in third stage hypothermia, you can only rarely be brought back. And the process for that is, it's usually done in a hospital. You have to bring people up really, really slow, because any sort of massive change in their core temperature causes the blood to flow again. And if you're really cold, then your extremities, the blood's cold, and as your blood pumps, all that cold blood goes to your heart, and it can actually stop your heart. So you have to warm someone very slowly and very carefully from third stage hypothermia. The best thing to do to protect yourself from hypothermia when you go outside is wear the proper clothing, wear layers, wear clothes that aren't cotton, that will dry out or stay warm when they're wet, like wool. And then just be smart. Make sure when you're outdoors to have a plan, and don't stay out longer than you're planning on doing so. And if you do get in a survival situation, have extra clothes that you can pile on, or heat packs, so that way you don't get into hypothermia.
Hey there folks, and thanks for watching.
Hopefully some of the skills you learned today you'll be able to use if you ever find yourself in a real life survival situation.
We use these skills on a daily basis to help people like you in danger. So, the only way you can learn how to do it and maintain those skills properly is to get out in the outdoors and use them.
So go out and have some fun.
But remember, from all of us, there's only one thing we want, and that's for you to stay safe.